Welcome to a deep dive into, well, you could say, a mysterious and revealing topic, Jungian dream interpretation.
Hmm.
And, we're going beyond just like figuring out, deciphering symbols this time. We're
Yeah.
talking about uncovering these hidden aspects of yourself. And I guess ultimately using your dreams as a guide for personal growth.
Yeah. It's a fascinating journey, really. Like, if you think about your dreams as messages
Okay.
from your unconscious, this part of you that's, I would say, wise and insightful, even if its language is, it can seem a bit cryptic at first.
Yeah, cryptic, that's a good word for it. I've definitely had dreams that felt like they were, I don't know, ripped from the pages of like a surrealist novel or something.
Mhm.
But I mean, if we're talking about messages, right? Who's sending them? And what are they trying to tell us?
So Carl Jung, who was really a pioneer in this whole dream analysis thing, he believed that these messages are coming from a place that he called the collective unconscious.
Okay.
And it's this idea that we all kind of share certain universal experiences, archetypes.
Okay.
You can think about them as like these recurring patterns
Okay.
of energy or motifs that we see manifest in our dreams.
So it's not just about like my fear of public speaking or my dream of winning the lottery or, there's a deeper kind of shared layer at play here.
Absolutely. So let's take, for example, the shadow archetype, right?
Okay.
Have you ever had, I mean, I'm sure you have, but have you ever had a dream where you encountered a really like dark, mysterious figure, maybe even like a part of yourself you'd rather not even acknowledge?
You mean like that dream I had where I showed up to work in my pajamas?
That could be your shadow, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, representing those parts of ourselves that we, as people, we tend to repress or deny.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not always a bad thing, though. Like, by confronting our shadows, we can actually kind of integrate them
Okay.
and become more whole.
So it's not about running from our shadows. It's more about understanding them. Okay. Okay. I like that. What about other archetypes? Like, what if my dreams are just filled with like these epic adventures and daring rescues and things like that?
That sounds like the hero archetype might be emerging there.
Okay.
The hero often symbolizes our potential for growth, our desire to overcome challenges and kind of step into our power a little bit.
So if I'm dreaming of like slaying dragons,
Mm.
it doesn't necessarily mean I should sign up for a medieval combat class. It's more about like facing my everyday fears and pushing my boundaries.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about recognizing that symbolic language
Hmm.
of your dreams and how it might be guiding you even in your waking life.
This is already making my dreams feel a lot less like, random noise and a lot more like I don't know, treasure map to my own psyche.
Yeah.
But like, where do we even begin to, decode these messages?
So one of the really, I think, fundamental principles of Jungian dream work is this idea of compensation.
Compensation. Like
Yeah.
my dreams are trying to like pay me back for something.
Not quite. No, not quite. Think of it this way, like your dreams work to kind of balance out
Okay.
your conscious experiences.
Okay.
So say, for example, you're constantly pushing yourself at work.
Right.
You're neglecting, your need for rest and relaxation and just like chilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your dreams might start showing you images of like beaches, hammocks.
So if I'm dreaming of like finally taking that vacation, it's not just wistful thinking. It's my unconscious like screaming at me to just book the trip already.
It could be, yeah. It's your psyche's way of saying like, hey, you're out of balance here.
Yeah.
And this is what you need to kind of restore that harmony.
Fascinating. So our dreams are trying to like tell us something, help us find this like equilibrium.
Yeah.
It's not just about fixing what's off. You mentioned personal growth earlier.
Yeah, and it's not even just about fixing what's, off balance. It's really about a process that Jung actually called individuation.
Okay, I'll admit that one sounds, I don't know, a little intimidating. What exactly does like individuation even entail?
So think of it as like becoming, a fuller version of yourself, right? It's like you're on this incredible journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
And your dreams are kind of like the maps and the compasses guiding you to, uncover your full potential.
So we're not just talking about a quick fix here, but like a journey of becoming our most, I guess, authentic selves. And our dreams kind of hold the keys to this transformation.
Precisely. And like any good explorer, we need the right tools
Yeah.
to kind of navigate this journey. And that's where, dream journaling comes in.
So we got to channel our inner Indiana Jones and start documenting our like our subconscious adventures here.
Exactly, exactly. So keep a notebook by your bed
Okay.
and just jot down your dreams as soon as you wake up. Like, you don't even have to worry about like perfect grammar or making sense of it all just yet. Just capture those fleeting images, emotions, any symbols that kind of stand out to you.
Yeah, like hitting the save button on a dream before it just like disappears into the ether.
I like that analogy. And so once you've got like, a good collection of dream entries,
Yeah.
you can start to like look for patterns.
Like those recurring archetypes we were talking about. Like, what if I keep encountering that like wise old woman figure? Is she trying to tell me to like stock up on herbal tea?
Maybe. But before you jump to conclusions, like it's important to kind of ask the right questions.
Okay, yeah.
Like, how did you feel in the dream?
Right.
What was the overall like mood, the atmosphere?
Okay.
Did the wise old woman offer any advice or guidance? Things like that.
So it's like almost like having a conversation with my dreams in a way, like trying to understand their unique language.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, dreams often speak in symbols and metaphors. So
Oh.
don't be afraid to kind of, explore different interpretations, see what resonates with you.
And what about those dreams that feel like almost the complete opposite of my waking life?
Yeah.
Like I'm usually a pretty cautious person, but like in my dream I was, I don't know, like scaling a mountain without ropes or something.
That's a great example. Yeah, that's a great example of how dreams can kind of help us connect with those less dominant aspects of ourselves.
Okay.
Remember the principle of compensation,
Yes.
right? So sometimes our dreams will present us with scenarios that, seem like polar opposites of our kind of conscious personalities.
So my daredevil dream self might actually be trying to tell my cautious self to like loosen up a bit and take a risk maybe.
Precisely, yeah. It's about recognizing those like opposing forces within us,
Right.
and finding a way to kind of like integrate them into a more, balanced whole.
Okay, this is all starting to make sense. But what about those dreams that just keep coming back? The
Yeah.
ones that feel like they're, I don't know, like on repeat or something.
So recurring dreams are like those neon signs flashing, like, pay attention.
Right.
This message is important.
So if I keep having this dream about, I don't know, like being chased through a forest,
Yeah.
it's not just a random anxiety dream. Like it's my unconscious trying to get my attention about something specific.
It could be, yeah. Yeah, recurring dreams often point to like unresolved issues, fears, desires that we haven't fully kind of addressed in our waking lives.
Okay, so we're journaling, we're asking like these tough questions, we're paying attention to these recurring themes.
Yeah.
But do you have any, I don't know, real life examples of how this like dream detective work actually like plays out? Like I'd love to see it in action.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we do. Remember that enigmatic red book we mentioned earlier?
The one written by Jung himself.
Yes.
Is that just like a dusty old like textbook, or is there more to it?
It is anything but dusty and theoretical.
Okay.
It's Jung's personal dream journal, a chronicle of his own like exploration
Okay.
into the depths of the unconscious. He meticulously recorded his dreams, visions, and he even had dialogues with the figures that appear.
Right, dialogue. So like
Yeah.
he was having like conversations with his dream character.
Exactly. Yeah, he called it active imagination.
Okay.
A way of consciously, engaging with the unconscious.
Wow.
And one of the like most compelling figures that emerged from his dreams was Philemon.
Philemon. Okay.
Yeah.
And who was this mysterious character, and why was he so significant?
So Philemon appeared to Jung as this like wise old man with the wings of a kingfisher.
Okay.
And he became a sort of like spiritual guide for Jung, offering him like, wisdom and insights from his unconscious.
So like these recurring figures in our own dreams, they could be like our own personal Philemons, like offering us, guidance and wisdom that we might not have access to in our waking lives.
That's a great way to put it. They really do. They represent like, different facets of ourselves or like untapped wisdom that's just kind of waiting to be discovered.
This is all so incredibly fascinating. But I imagine some listeners might be wondering like about the practical applications of all this.
Right.
Like, why does it even matter if we, understand our dreams or meet our own personal Philemon? Like, how can this actually lead to a richer, more fulfilling life?
That's a great question, and it's definitely worth exploring. I think The Jungian dream analysis, it isn't just about like intellectual curiosity. It's about like really shining a light on those hidden corners of ourselves, those untapped talents, suppressed desires, even those like shadow sides that we often try to avoid.
Yeah, because let's face it, we all have those aspects of ourselves that we'd rather just keep hidden.
Yeah.
Both from the world and maybe even from ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. But here's the thing, like by facing those shadow aspects, whether it's, in our dreams or even in our waking lives, we can begin to kind of integrate them
Okay.
into our conscious selves, and that integration, that willingness to confront like the full spectrum of who we are, that's where true growth and wholeness lie.
So it's not about like banishing the shadow altogether. It's more about understanding its message,
Yeah.
like what it might be trying to tell us.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a reason why that saying "what you resist persists" has kind of resonated with people for so long.
Right.
Like by acknowledging and working with those shadow elements, we can begin to understand like their purpose,
Yeah.
their role in our own personal narratives. And in doing so, we often find that their power over us, it actually diminishes.
It sounds like this kind of dream work, like this exploration of our inner landscapes, it's a truly courageous act.
Yeah.
We're facing our deepest fears. We're confronting like unresolved issues, all in the name of, personal growth and becoming our most authentic selves.
It is a journey, there's no doubt. And like any journey, worth taking, it requires courage, it requires curiosity and a willingness to kind of embrace the unknown. But remember, you don't have to embark on this journey alone, Like your dreams are your companions.
Yeah.
They're your guides. They've been speaking to you all along.
So as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into this world of Jungian dream interpretation, what's like the most important piece of advice that you would give to our listeners?
Pay attention to your dreams. They're not just these random firings of neurons. They're messages from the deepest parts of yourself.
Right.
And they're brimming with like insights and wisdom. Start a dream journal. Familiarize yourself with those Jungian archetypes that we talked about.
Right.
And most importantly, just ask those tough questions about what your dreams might be trying to tell you.
Yeah, it's like our unconscious is always speaking, and Jungian dream analysis just gives us the tools to finally kind of understand the language. Like, who knows what you might discover about yourself along the way.
Yeah. Perhaps you'll even encounter your own Philemon, a guide, just waiting to be revealed in the depths of your dreams.
Now that's an exciting thought to sleep on. To all our listeners, sweet dreams. And may your journeys into the unconscious be filled with fascinating discoveries. Until next time, happy dreaming.